It started with a welfare check and ended with a backyard grave. Rexburg, Idaho, November 2019. 2 children, Joshua J.J. Vallow, just 7 years old, and his teenage sister Tylee Ryan, 16, hadn't been seen for weeks. Their mother, Lori Vallow, said they were safe. Her new husband, Chad Daybell, said nothing at all. Within months, the couple would flee to Hawaii, leaving behind dead spouses, mounting questions, and the horrifying discovery that would expose one of America's darkest family crimes. This is the story of Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, the so-called Doomsday couple, a mother who claimed to be preparing for the end of the world, and a man who claimed he could see beyond it. Before the murders, there was faith, or at least what they called faith. Lori Vallow was once a devoted Latter-day Saint, a mother of 3, described by friends as radiant, spiritual, full of love. But in 2018, she met Chad Daybell, a self-published author who wrote apocalyptic novels about near-death experiences and a coming end time. Their connection was instant and dangerously consuming. By early 2019, Chad was preaching about people being classified as light or dark. He claimed some humans had been possessed by evil spirits or zombies. Prosecutors would later argue that this belief became the justification for murder. Do you think there is a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children? Lori texted Chad. Chad replied, "Yes, there is a plan being orchestrated for the children. Within months, 3 people around them would be dead." July 11th, 2019, Chandler, Arizona. Lori's 4th husband, Charles Vallow, is shot and killed by her brother, Alex Cox, who claims self-defense. Charles had previously told police Lori believed she was a god preparing for the second coming. He had even warned officers, "I'm afraid for my life. I think she's going to kill me." Months later, he would be proven right. October 19th, 2019, Salem, Idaho. Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife of nearly 30 years, dies suddenly in her sleep. Chad insists she'd been ill. Just 2 weeks later, he marries Lori on a sunny beach in Kauai, Hawaii. Family members are stunned. While Chad and Lori honeymooned, JJ and Tylee were already dead. JJ was last seen alive September 23, 2019, playing outside his school with friends. Tylee's last verified photo was taken September 8th, during a trip to Yellowstone National Park. Then nothing. Their phones went dark, their bank accounts untouched. In late November, JJ's grandparents in Louisiana contacted Rexburg police, asking for a welfare check. When officers arrived at the Daybell home, Lori said JJ was with friends in Arizona. But when police followed up, those friends denied it. By the next morning, Lori and Chad were gone. January 2020, the couple resurfaces in Hawaii, walking hand in hand along the beach. Photos show them smiling, sun-kissed, barefoot in the sand. Back in Idaho, police are searching for 2 missing children. A court orders Lori to produce them by January 30th, 2020. She doesn't show. In February, Lori is arrested and extradited to Idaho on child desertion charges. Chad remains free, for now. June 9th, 2020, Salem, Idaho. At dawn, investigators swarm Chad Daybell's property with search warrants. Cadaver dogs lead officers to a patch of disturbed soil behind the red barn. They dig. Just a few feet below the surface, they find a tightly wrapped bundle, black plastic, duct tape, the smell unmistakable. Inside, the remains of Joshua J.J. Vallow, his arms bound, his mouth covered in duct tape. Nearby, they uncover a mass of charred human tissue and bone fragments buried in a pet cemetery. DNA confirms Tylee Ryan. Her body had been burned, dismembered, and buried in a shallow grave. The autopsies reveal the brutality of what was done. JJ's cause of death: asphyxiation with a plastic bag. Tylee's homicidal violence of undetermined means due to her remains being burned beyond recognition. That morning, officers arrest Chad Daybell as he drives away from his home. Neighbors remember him looking calm, almost relieved. May 12, 2023, Boise, Idaho. After 6 weeks of testimony, Lori Vallow Daybell is found guilty of murdering Tylee and JJ and conspiring to murder Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell. The judge sentences her to life in prison without parole. At sentencing, she stands and declares, "Everyone in the world knows I didn't hurt anyone. I've never hurt anyone in my entire life." Her words echo through the courtroom, hollow, chilling, and detached. May 2024, Chad Daybell's trial. Jurors hear the same twisted theology, that Lori and Chad believed the children were possessed, that killing them would free their souls. Prosecutor Rob Wood tells jurors, he made sure no person and no law would stand in his way. On June 1st, 2024, Chad Daybell is sentenced to death by lethal injection. Lori, extradited to Arizona, faces and is convicted on 2 additional conspiracy charges for the murder of her ex-husband, Charles Vallow, and an attempted murder plot against Brandon Boudreaux. By July 2025, she's serving 3 consecutive life sentences. Today, both sit behind bars, one on death row, one serving life. But their story remains a case study in how faith, obsession, and manipulation can twist ordinary lives into tragedy. Investigators say the couple's belief in light and dark spirits was not just religious delusion. It became a murder plan masked as salvation. And in the end, what they called prophecy was simply cruelty, carried out against 2 innocent children. 2 graves, a mother turned killer, and a world still asking, how did no one stop them sooner? This is Crime Scene Rewind, where we revisit the crimes that shattered families and the truths buried just beneath the surface.